everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Rich. Today we're going to be installing some accent lighting in my shower niche. We're going to go over what products to use and how to go about installing it. So to get started, you're going to need a couple of items, and one, to do the accent lighting, I'm using LED lights to do that. And in the shower, you want to make sure that you're using waterproof rated items. So you want lights that are going to have an IP rating of 67, which this roll of lights that I got from Hit Lights is IP67 rated, so it is considered waterproof. And the reason why it's obviously considered waterproof compared to other ones is that it has a rubber encasement throughout the whole light. So it's completely encased in like this rubber sleeve, and then it has the sticky backing on it. The other item that you're going to need is you're going to need some sort of a power supply. I'm using 12 volt lighting circuits, so you want to make sure that you match your power supply to 12 volt lighting. You also need to make sure how long of a run you're going to be using. The length of the run determines the power output for your power supply. So for example, I'm running 3 foot, and so this one actually indicates that the power is 1.3 watts per foot. So we're talking about 5 to 6 watts. It wants to run at about 85% of power, so you need to make sure that you're getting something that's going to be a little bit over what you're needing. So the only thing that I could find was 20 watts. So this is more than enough to be able to cover the power output that I'm going to be utilizing in that niche area. So what we need to do first is measure out the length that I need to put in the niche area and go ahead and cut that off so that we get the appropriate length. So I know I need to go at least to 41. So now that I've got this cut, I need to be able to protect this. So I want to put some silicone over top of this sleeve to seal it up. But before I do that, since I cut that a little bit long, I'm gonna pull this light strip out away from the actual sleeve, and then cut the light strip off where it needs to be. I was just cutting it long so that the sleeve was a little longer, and now I can remove the section of light strip that I need to. Okay. The light strip is a little bit shorter than the actual sleeve, and that gives me room to fill that area in with some silicone to kind of seal that up. So now, because I knew I was going to have to push this through the wall, this plug that they give you was not going to work for what we need, because I'm never going to get it through the wall unless I make a really big hole, and I don't want to make a huge hole in my shower. So I have a small hole that's already pre-drilled, and I'm going to fish that through, and then I'm just going to take some wire nuts and wire nut the junction together. We're on the adjacent wall to the shower. When I did the rough-in of the electrical, I made sure to put a box here that has 120 volt power. Now this is switched power to the light switch. So there's an overhead light in the shower, but running off of that overhead light runs a wire that comes to this box. So whenever I turn the light switch on, this is going to be powered up. I've already pre-drilled a hole way back when I was doing the rough-in, so that the hole is there. I may have covered up with some grout when I was tiling, but I should be able to knock the hole through. So I'm going to mount that power supply right in this area right here, and then fish the wires into the junction box. I got a screw started right there, and then I've got this little mounting, kind of a hook. It's not a hole, so you can kind of hook it into place. Next thing we want to do is run the wires into this junction box. Okay, so we can cut this off. About there's good. So now that I got it mounted up, you can kind of see what I've got going on. This is the input for the power supply, and this goes to the junction box to get 120 volt power. And then the output is right here, and the light strip wire should be coming out right about in this area right here. So we'll be able to pull that out and hopefully wire it up. Hopefully it's not going to be too tight for us to not be able to get wire nuts on it. If not, we'll have to extend that wire. Here's the underside of the shower niche, and I put that channel that I had in a previous video. I tiled this in. This U-channel is designed for glass partition walls in showers, but it's a nice little U-channel to be able to kind of hide the LED lights and keep it kind of shielded from exposure. So we're gonna go ahead and feed this through the hole and then stick it up into place. But before we do that, they give you a cleaning wipe that I want to go ahead and make sure that we wipe the bottom side of that profile to clean it. Make sure it's nice and clean. It doesn't have any surface impurities in there. So we'll go ahead and wipe this down. This length of wire was too short, so I needed to extend it out. So now we can go ahead and fish this up into place. There it is. Okay, I was able to fish that through. I was worried about those splices getting through this hole. I was gonna have to make the hole bigger, but it fit okay, so that's good. So you don't want to pull all of it off at once. You just want to pull a little bit at a time and get it started. And once you get it started, then you can peel a little bit more. So hopefully you can kind of see that. I got that stuck all the way across, and I was just real careful on this edge not to push on that edge where the silicone is until it gets good and solid. Now we can go back and go back to the other side of the wall and make our connections and test it out. So here's the wire from the light strip, and this is to the power supply. So we're just gonna go black to black and red to red. Blue is your neutral, and brown is your line. So the blue's gonna go to the white. Then we do it with the black. So twist this one. only thing I like to do is put a cover plate on this. And we can almost through. Last thing we need to do now that we've got it connected up is to put a little bit of silicone in this hole so that no water or moisture can get back in there. So we're just gonna give it a little Okay, at this point the installation is complete. Now it's just a matter of turning the light switch on and see if we got power. Oh yeah, that's it. That's exactly what we're looking for. That U channel keeps that light from being exposed to your eyes when you're in here, so that's what's really nice about that. It's kind of recessed up in there so it doesn't blind you, because those LED lights can sometimes be really bright, especially at the 5,000 Kelvin light. So hopefully this installation was helpful to you, and if you're thinking about putting lights in your shower, certainly doable. Just need to make sure you're using the right LED strips to do that. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. I'm happy to answer them. So I think this is going to do it for this video. If you liked it, please hit the like button or subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care, everybody.